welcome to my garden. A bit of a different video today, not woodworking related. We're gonna be making a path through a narrow part of my garden. Apart from the path through the garden, I want to prepare this rectangle here for a small deck I want to build for one of our bedrooms. So we've got a nice sitting area, for example, for a morning coffee. However, this year I'm only going to prepare the ground and the whole deck build. You'll see that next year. And finally, I want to sort out the land that's around my greenhouse as well, so it's nice and tidy and the grass is actually not such a hassle to cut in the season time. And a spoiler, check this out. The whole pathway and the surrounding areas came out absolutely beautifully. As you can see, there's plenty of work ahead of me. However, I will be having a helpful hand from Evolution's Electric Compactor. Definitely a fantastic tool for a project like this. The first thing we need to do is to plan the layout of our path and consider what type of filler we're going to be using. Maybe stone, maybe some concrete blocks. In my case, actually, it's a combination of both. So I need to make sure my path is wide enough to take the concrete slabs and does have a bit of a wiggle room for the stone to go in as well. I would also recommend that the width of your path is at least to the width of your wheelbarrow, so it's easier for you to move from place to place and still being able to look after your garden. Then you need to mark up the ground somehow. In my case, well, I'm using some power leads and a hose as well, so that will give me a good representation of where the path will go. With the planning stage completed, I'm going to be using my edging tool to go around the lines I've created with the hose and with the power lead. And now it's the time for the worst part of this whole project, trying to strip away the top level of the soil with the grass. Unfortunately, yeah, you should do that for the best results. With all that prep work sorted, now it's time for the true hero of today's project, mainly the Evolution Electric Compactor. Now the box itself seems to be fairly small, but I have to tell you, this weighs a ton. So very quickly I'm going to show you what's inside of the box, how to put things together, and I will just skim through it as it is a doddle to put together, as you're going to see right now. And that's the content of the box itself, the Evolution H320E. This ground compactor is 300 watts, the RPMs are 2860, and the noise generated as it works should be just around 92 decibels. And the size of the foot of the machine is 400 millimeters by 320 millimeters. Most importantly, this ground compactor can generate up to 5 kilonewtons of force. And the whole machine weighs around 25.4 kilograms. It does come with a very long power cable, which is 10 meters long. Okay, so the ground is prepared and the machine is ready. Now it's time for some compacting action. Thanks to the two handles located at the top of the machine, it's actually fairly easy to move around. And to turn on the machine, you simply have to press the safety button first and then pull the lever. For higher comfort, the handle itself is covered in a nice and soft padding. So let's take the machine for a spin and see how it does. So far so good. It's compacting the soil very nicely, creating a nice, even and solid layer. Absolutely crucial if you want to create some paths in your garden. Maybe prepare the soil, the ground for a deck, or maybe you want to build a shed or put some pavers down, bit of pavement, or maybe some concrete slabs, anything like that. This tool definitely will help you with that job immensely. As you can see, the path I created through my garden, it's definitely not straight. It does have a lot of curves, and that's what I'm going for, like a flowing river through my garden. This part of the garden is long and narrow, and this path will help to add something interesting to this area. And we want to create here this pocket Japanese style garden, and I think a path like this would be perfect. And as you can see, this machine, the Hulk, is doing a fantastic job on those tight curves. No issues at all. The size of it, it's not too small, it's not too big, it's absolutely perfect for jobs like that, so you don't have to worry. If you don't have straight and rectangular places, this will do the job as well on harsh corners, but also on flat surfaces. No problems at all. And preparing the ground for where my little deck will go could not be easier. To be honest, I did buy a lot of sand, thinking that there will be a lot of places that will have to be filled in to make sure the ground is level for the concrete slabs and for the part with my deck. Now, after working a few hours with this tool, I know it's not needed. I will have to get rid of it somewhere, but on the path, definitely there is no need for sand to level anything out. The compactor has done a fantastic job. And check this out, absolutely perfectly compacted soil. No issues at all, no hops, no holes, no anything. It's dead on flat. Exactly what you need to create a beautiful path, maybe a place for a deck, or maybe a place for some pavements or anything like that. Definitely a tool worth having for those type of projects. Now it's time for the geotextile. This is what I'm using, okay? Usually you do get those black plastic sheets that you would put on. However, I'm not very convinced that they are the good option. I think this is better. It's probably not as strong. However, later on I will not have flying plastic pieces from the black sheet in my garden. This is far better in my opinion, allows the water to go through the soil a lot better, and to be fair, I used it before with very good results. So it's a normal winter geotextile that you would use in your garden. And as you can see, I'm just putting some metal pins just to hold it in place. And yes, you're gonna need a lot of it as it needs to cover the whole area where you want to put your pavement or maybe some decorative stones or anything else. And that's how it looks like fully finished around the greenhouse and through the path. For the next stage, I'm just putting some plastic borders around the perimeter of my path and where the decorative stone will go. In this case, I do suggest to buy the best you can actually afford, as I did have some cheap ones and over the years they just break apart and then you've got plastic bits and pieces all around the garden. And that's how it looks like just before putting the concrete slabs and the decorative stones. If it wasn't for moving around 72 very heavy concrete slabs, this would be actually a fairly simple job. Thanks to the compactor, the soil was nice, solid and straight, so I only added a slight amount of concrete mix here just to make sure that something is holding those concrete slabs in place so they will not move. And yes, that's the process I'm following for all the slabs. And now with all the 72 concrete slabs in place, it's time, yes, for the decorative stones. 4.5 tons to be exact. Now, one more suggestion from me is to make sure that you calculate the right amount of the stone that you're gonna need for your paths, as for some strange reason I underestimated the need for the stone. In total, I actually ordered 2 tons, But after getting more or less half through the project, I realized, tell you what, I'm more or less 2.5 tons short. Now, in the end, I decided to utilize or get rid of the extra sand I had that I didn't use on our patio area. Well, to be fair, it's some sort of a deck that will be up in the air. It's not going to be a normal standard deck, so definitely make sure to stick around to my channel to see what I'm going to come up with next year for the deck. And again, I've used the Evolution compactor to level the whole thing out. Now, I did had some stone left as well. Usually you would use something different as a base for the deck itself. However, I was using what I had to my disposal. So in the end, I've used the stone that I had left over as well. And there you have it. This is the final result of all that work. Now, I have to say, it took a little bit longer than I actually anticipated, mainly because of the really bad weather. It was raining almost constantly for weeks. So this project actually stretched for over a month, if you can believe it. The longest took me actually digging out the soil with the grass. That definitely took the longest, and it almost broke my back, as you can imagine. But I have to say, the end result is definitely worth it. Me and my wife absolutely love this area now, and it will create in the future a fantastic pocket garden, and I already can see it with my imagination. And tell you what, it was a lot easier thanks to this little tool. And there you have it. What do you think? Me and my wife, we absolutely love our new pathway through the, well, start of a Japanese-inspired type, a small garden. As you can see, the space itself, it's not very wide, but it will make a fantastic pocket garden on our property. And tell you what, it would take absolutely ages to do and tons more of sand if it wasn't for this Evolution compactor. It managed to compact the soil very well, so we didn't have to put any sand to actually level out the ground for the concrete slabs. And when you consider how much this unit actually costs, then yeah, it's a no-brainer to save you time, hassle and effort to actually get it. As in future, I bet there will be more projects that you can actually utilize this. Of course, this is not industrial type machine, and you're not gonna lay down, I don't know, thousands of meters of pavement or anything like that. But for example, things like this around your house, or maybe if you do have a small landscape company, this will be absolutely perfect for those scenarios. And one of the best things about this machine is the fact how simple it is to actually use it. You don't have to have a massive builder's experience to actually use this. It just works out of the box, super easy to put together, and yeah, it just works. Also, from the Evolution website, you can actually get this rubber mat that goes underneath the machine itself. For example, if you want to put some pavers down, it will prevent from breaking them down. So it's a nice, neat and cool accessory, and it's very easy to put on the machine as well. So you are covered in all aspects when it comes to compacting. And on top of it, with my discount code, you can actually get this 10% cheaper as well. Details on that in the description of this video. But my discount code doesn't work just on this. It actually works on any tools you can see on the Evolution website. So go have a look and check it out. Now, I do hope you found this video informative, interesting, or maybe just purely entertaining. And if you did, drop me that like button down below. And at this point, I just want to say a massive thank you to my Patreons for the ongoing support. However, before you go, check out these two cool playlists, plenty of great videos already there. So that's it for today, and I hope to see you on my next video. Take care.